Hi, we're going to talk about how to turn the town's teal. And specifically, we're orienting this towards downtown, but I'll try to talk about other times and other considerations when you're working with a tree instead of a light post. This light post isn't just like downtown's. Down in Lexington, there is bright green enamel paint on the post that we try to be very careful of. But we'll just have to simulate that. First, I'm going to take one of the pre-cut ribbons or streamers. We cut them to about 7 feet, give or take. We do this typically in teams of 2. One to put up the streamers and somebody coming behind to put the bows on and fluff them up. We're going to adjust things a little bit for this video. So I get the streamer, roughly about even, and at my eye height seems to work pretty well, or my mouth height. And these ribbons are good and tough, so don't try to be too gentle with them. Tying a good tight knot, so it's good and tight, like I was going to tie a Christmas present up. And you're not tying a bow here, you're just tying a knot, plain old ugly knot. The bow is going to get fastened on after the fact. So here, I have a good tight knot. This is going to stay good and secure for weeks and weeks. If it ever gets loose, we've found an easy way to tighten it up is to just put a zip tie on the back and scrunch it together a little bit on the back. But this one, as you can see, is not going anywhere. We try to have the streamers facing out to get the message, to turn the town's teal, know the symptoms, etc. So then we come along and get a bow, and these bows have some floral wire in there, so we try to be really careful and tuck that floral wire away from the pole so it doesn't scratch that paint on the post downtown. Okay, now I am going to just attach it with the zip tie to that streamer. Zip ties, of course, only work in one direction. Put it in the wrong way, it is not going to tie. So I just slip it underneath. And I get it secure. I keep several zip ties with me. Usually I'm traveling along downtown with several streamers around my neck. And once I've pulled it out, just for aesthetic purposes, I have some scissors and wire cutters in my pocket. I'm just going to clip off that zip tie. Right there. Not totally necessary. Just looks prettier. And now I'm going to fluff that bow up so it's just nice and puffy and eye-catching and eye-appealing. Kathy usually does a better job than I and comes along and fixes what I didn't do, but that's not bad. If these are not quite even, or if they're real, these aren't bad at all. But if they're if there's a foot difference or something like that, I would trim it off with my scissors. Again, do it at about a 45-degree angle, and that helps keep the bow from fraying. It's very tough ribbon, but we like to take care of it as best we can. When you're doing trees, it is pretty much the same thing, small tree. If you're doing a big tree that is several feet around, we've found, and we have permission at UK to use thumbtacks in a few spots on the bows to hold the streamer in place before we attach the bow. That is all I've got. Clear? Okay, a couple of other addendums that Kathy just mentioned to me. She says, the end of the bow from where we first made it is kind of ugly looking, so we just kind of flip that off at about a 45-degree angle, kind of even it up. I got 2 ends here, so yeah, it looks a little bit prettier. And also remember, you're going to find these bows downtown are going to be on lampposts that have flower arrangements up above them that the city is watering every day. Now the water doesn't bother us, but we try to make sure that the bows themselves are not interfering with those hanging plants. They're up quite high, and I haven't really had a problem. Just keep that in mind. And also keep in mind, these bows should be facing the street so that the full impact is getting to the to the people driving by. Those walking by are going to be looking closely and slowly anyway, so we want to be sure to catch the driver's eye. Happy tealing!